Hey, so good to see you again. Welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Courtney with Cake by Courtney, and today we're making my chocolate buttercream. And friend, I don't say this lightly, but this will be your favorite chocolate buttercream. Yeah, I put that out there because I stand by it. It is so delicious. The flavor is amazing. The texture is so good. And it goes with everything. It goes with chocolate cake, strawberry cake. I love it with yellow cake, peanut butter cake. I mean, really, the options are endless. And it's super simple to make. We're gonna have some butter. We have a little bit of heavy cream that's gonna go with our dark chocolate. Okay, that's super important. We'll talk about the dark chocolate in just a minute. We have our powdered sugar. There's about 5 cups in here, and I measure and then sift. Sifting the powdered sugar before you start making your buttercream is gonna help get out all the clumps, which makes a smoother, silkier buttercream that when you're decorating your cakes or your piping, it's just gonna go so much easier and it's gonna be so much smoother. A little vanilla and a little bit of salt. So the first thing before we even add butter to our mixer is we're gonna make a little bit of a ganache. So I have a good quality dark chocolate. These are the Guittard dark chocolate, bittersweet. I'm gonna convince you why you need to use the dark chocolate. Look at all of the other things that we're adding to the dark chocolate. When you add the dark chocolate, you're gonna still have a very rich chocolatey flavor once you add all the sugar and the butter. If you use anything too light, like a milk chocolate, forget about it. You will lose that rich chocolate flavor. So just remember, once you're making the buttercream and you add everything in there, it's not like you're gonna be biting into a dark chocolate bar, I promise. So just trust and get your bittersweet chocolate. So to start, we're gonna add our heavy cream to our chocolate chips. And that's just about a 1/4 cup. We're gonna make a little ganache first, and we're gonna let that cool. So this is gonna go in the microwave for just about a minute, and then I'll be back and I'll show you how to stir it and what it should look like. So what we're doing right now is creating a ganache with the chocolate. If I just added melted chocolate to my cold butter in just a minute here, the chocolate would harden. And so what we need to do is add that heavy cream, create this ganache, then we'll add it to our butter. And that cream, that heavy whipping cream that I added, is gonna help prevent the chocolate from getting hard and having like pieces of chocolate in the buttercream. So just give that a stir till all the chocolate is melted. And we're gonna set that aside. I do this to start so it has a chance to cool down and it's not piping hot when we add it to our butter here in just a minute. When I'm making buttercream, one of my tips is to start with just mixing the butter. So I'm gonna add the 2 cups of unsalted butter to my mixing bowl, and I will turn it on to medium-high speed and just let it do its thing for a few minutes. This is gonna help to lighten the texture and the color of the butter. So if you were to say, let's make a vanilla buttercream and you want a really white color, it starts by mixing the butter. It's gonna lighten the color and the texture quite a bit and get rid of that yellow, but we're gonna do it with the chocolate too. So I'm using my Ankershim, which is a great mixer for everything, especially bread. It's great for cookies. I've used the other bowl for my cake batter, and I use this big bowl for my buttercream. The one thing I'll say compared to like my KitchenAid, it just takes me a little bit of like putting my spatula in there to get the butter moving at the beginning. I'm gonna add my ganache now. So then we're gonna just have the chocolate and the butter mixing for just a moment. And you'll notice this is kind of thick. I mean, you didn't add a ton of heavy cream to the chocolate. So it's just a little bit. And let's move our butter along here. Yeah, there we go. You can kind of see how it gets stuck a little bit. And so I'll just bring this out, the knob away from the wall, and just kind of move that butter, get going. But I really love how when the buttercream, everything's in here and mixing, I like how this knob, oh, I just got chocolate on me, but we'll clean it. So I love how this knob helps to push out any air pockets as you're making the buttercream. So don't worry, it looks a little bit soft. We gotta add all our powdered sugar in just a minute. So the next thing I'm going to do is add our sifted powdered sugar. Just a little bit at a time so it doesn't get all over the place. And truly spending the extra 5 minutes to sift the powdered sugar will make such a difference in the texture of the buttercream when you're getting ready to decorate or pipe. It just gets all the clumps out and it makes just for this finer consistency that you're gonna love, love, love. So just add our powdered sugar, the rest of that in there. And then I've got some vanilla extract. And I'm gonna do a generous pinch of salt. And that's not even enough. I would say if you were gonna measure this out, it's like a 4th teaspoon. The salt with an American buttercream is gonna be a great way to balance that sweetness. Okay, now that everything is in the mixer, I'm gonna turn the mixer up and I'm just gonna let it beat the buttercream for a few minutes. You'll notice too, as it's mixing on a higher speed, it will lighten in color. So it kind of looks like a light brown right now, but it will also get a little bit darker as it rests, and it will just saturate a little bit. So that is looking gorgeous. I'm actually gonna add it to my yellow cake layer. So make sure to check out our episode where I'm gonna stack and decorate my yellow cake with chocolate buttercream, and I'll walk you through all the steps of decorating and what I like to use and all the tools. So we'll see you back here next time.